Okay, for this project I'm using a size H. It's a 5mm crochet hook, and I am using Care-On Simply Soft. It's a worsted weight 4-ply acrylic, but you can use any kind of 4-ply yarn that you want. Okay, you want to start off with a chain of 30. And I already did a little bit of mine earlier, so I'm just going to show you in a smaller scale. But you want to start with 30. Or you can make it even bigger if you wanted to. However big you want to make your bag. I'm just making kind of a smaller, petite little bag. But it's really easy. Just double crochet in the 4th chain from the hook. And then 1 in each stitch or to the end. And I'm just showing you a little sample. So it's really easy. Like this. When you make it to the end, we're just gonna turn it around, and we're gonna be working on the bottom side of the chain now. And we're just gonna continue putting 1 double crochet in each stitch. There's where we put the last one on the other side, so we want to put the next one here, and then 1 in each stitch till you get to the end. Like this. Oops. And then once you get to the end on this side, we're just going to slip stitch it into the top of the stitch right here to the very first one, like that. It's kind of small, but yours will be a lot bigger. And all it is rounds and double crochet. Then we just chain 3. And then we go along doing 1 double crochet in each stitch. Just like this. This is what we're just going to keep doing all the way around. And then when you get back around, you just slip stitch into the top of your chain 3. And chain 3 again. And just keep doing rows of 1 double crochet in each stitch. And you just keep going around and around and around. Just slip stitch in and chain in 3 again. And of course yours will be a lot wider, but just keep doing that. Okay, I went ahead and finished, and I did a total of 9 rows, but you can do more if you want your bag bigger. And it's up to you. So I'm going to go ahead and set this aside. I just tied off and hid my tail there. Now I want to make the flap for the front. So I'm going to start with the slip knot. And I'm going to do a chain of 4. And then you want to slip stitch in the first to form a ring. That. Now we'll do a chain 3, which is going to count as a double crochet. And we need to have a total of 6 double crochets. And this is going to be the first one, so we'll need to do 5 more through the center of the ring. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, counting the chain 3. Now you want to chain 3 again, 2, 3, and turn. Now we're going to do 2 double crochets in each stitch for a total of 12 at the end. So this chain 3 is going to be our first one, so we need to go right back in here and do another one in the same stitch. So that'll be 2 in that one, and then 2 in the next one, and then 2 in each of the other ones. And you want to make sure you get to the end here that you do 2 in that chain 3 right here. You have to do 2 in that one. Okay. Now we want to chain 3 again and turn. Now this is going to count as our first double crochet. So in the next one, we want to do 2 in the next one. And then, and then in the next one after that, you just want to put 1. So 2 in that one, and then 1, and then 2 in the next, and then 1 in the next. So you just want to repeat that sequence till you get to the end. Okay, when you made it to the end there, you should have ended with 2 double crochets in that last turning chain. You want to chain 3 again, 2, 3, and turn. And now this is going to be our first one. And now in the next one, you just want to put 1 double crochet. Oops. So that's a double crochet in each of the first 2 stitches, and then the next one we're gonna put 2 in the same stitch, and now we're gonna put 1 double crochet in each of the next 2 stitches, 1 in that one, 1 in that one, and then we'll put 2 in the next stitch. 1 double crochet in each of the next 2 stitches, and then 2 in the next, and just repeat that back to the end there. When I get to the end of this round, I'm going to switch colors now, and I want to start making a little ruffle around this edge. So I'm going to go ahead and put this yarn, move it out of the way for now. And you don't have to switch colors if you want to have the same color of a ruffle. Okay, I'm going to switch colors here on this last stitch that I went through. Instead of pulling that one through, I'm just going to pull through my new color. And then I'm going to put a little knot in the back here. So it doesn't get away from me. And then I'll sew that in a little bit. So now I want to do a chain 3 and turn. And now I want to do 4 double crochets in every stitch around. So this is going to be our first one. So we want to go back into this same stitch and do 3 more for a total of 4. And this is what's going to make it kind of roughly. Now we're going to do 4 double crochets into the next stitch. And then 4 into the next. And we just want to repeat this 4 double crochets in each stitch all the way back over to here. Okay, I made it back after that row of 4 double crochet in each stitch, and you can see it got really ruffly. And if you feel like this is too ruffly for you, you can always just do 3 double crochet in each stitch, but I like it really roughly. So now what you want to do is do a chain 3 and then turn, and now we're just going to go through putting 1 double crochet in each stitch. And this is going to make the ruffle a little thicker. It's not going to make it any more weightier because we're not adding any more stitches. It's just going to make it bigger as far as wider. So just 1 in each stitch, back to the other side. Okay, after that row I just tied off and I hid my tails. Now we just got a really roughly piece, and I'm going to sew it on up here in the back. like that way it flaps over the front. I'm going to sew it whichever way you want to do it. Whatever you want your front to be. They both look the same to me, really, so it doesn't really matter. But I'm just gonna start right here and slip stitch it back here. Oh man, my desk is such a mess. I'd be ashamed to let you guys see it. Alright, I'll show it to you. It's horrible. Got it. Yarn and needles and coffee cups and everything. It's embarrassing. I'm messy when it comes to crochet. I gotta leave yarn and needles and buttons everywhere. Okay. Now that you had a good laugh about how messy my desk is here, we'll start with a slip knot to sew this on. Okay, we're going to slip stitch it to this back here, and then it'll fold over to the front. So just start here, find about where your back starts. It doesn't have to be perfect, just kind of whatever looks right. And then the stitch on the end here of this ruffle. And then go ahead and go through that knot on your hook. And now I'm just going to go all the way down, slip stitching it together, going through a stitch on my bag and then the stitch on the flap. Crochet it together. Single crochet or slip stitch, but you could use single crochet if you wanted to. It really wouldn't matter. Whatever's easier for you. I'm going to use slip stitch though. And then when we are done, we flap it over. The seam will be on the inside, so you won't see it. So I'm just going to go along and slip stitch this flap on. Okay, I finished sewing that on, and then I got a button and I sewed it here in the center of this piece. And I knew that when I put this ruffle on that it was going to widen these double crochet stitches, so that's what I'm going to use as my buttonhole. I knew that it would do that, and I think it'd just be easier. Just like that. But you don't have to put a button on it if you don't want. It's up to you. And now for the handle, you can do whatever you want. My husband went to the auction the other day, and he got me a big box of old jewelry for my bags, and I thought that this was in it, and I thought it was really pretty, this necklace. And I thought it would make a good handle. So I'm just going to sew this on here. If you have a necklace, you can sew it on. I'm going to use regular thread and a needle to sew it on with the clasps at each end. But if you want to make a handle, you can do that too. Whatever you want to use, or buy a handle. Okay, I got my handle all sewed on, and that's it. That's all I'm going to do. It's a really quick, easy little bag. And as always, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and check out my Facebook page and post all your crochet items on there. And until next time, have a good day.